Hey everybody, it's Glenn, back in this video as my reviews of the best of Marvel Legends movie Avengers Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure Wave. Roll on with...
"'Tis I, the mighty Thor."
And on the packaging side art, there he is, looking all sad and contemplative, staring off into the distance, wondering why everybody else got to be in Civil War. Then on the packaging back, we get the briefest of bios. You can pause now to read that, or pause now to practice your multilingualism. And also picture to the rest of the wave, including the Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure of this series, and my reviews of this series will culminate in a comparison between that and the original Hulkbuster BAF. So here he is out of packaging, and as Overlord Toy Reviews says, a comparison to the Amazon box set one would be nice, as that set is in fact where this action figure first saw its release last year. A fact that has left Silas, among many others, to wonder, I'm sure, just how the two versions differ. Well, side by side like this, you can see they don't differ very much at all, if any. Same situation when we looked at the Hulk from this series and his previous release, which prompted Bob to pipe up, and to him and anyone sharing this sentiment, don't worry, the Loki review is on its way, so come back then. While I'm grateful many of you have been with me for a while and watch all my videos, but ultimately, no one is making you watch. I'm fortunate enough to be gaining 100+ subscribers daily, and to all those who were not aboard last time I looked at this action figure, I'll show them the courtesy of presenting my opinion as if for the first time. And so, the translation from screen to plastic is certainly confidently done. Lots of really nice detail going on in the sculpt, capturing all the various textures of the costume, and further complemented by the silver and bronze paint elements. His cape has a nice textured finish to the surface, but it would have been improved by some heavier shading to help sell the dimensionality of the folds of the fabric. While absent on his cape, the paint deco on his hair is certainly not lacking, with some dry brushing and shading that render variable tones, resulting in a naturalistic sandy blonde. As for the ponytail and braid, they're sculpted nicely, but make me think they result from a salon day he shared with Daenerys Targaryen, she of Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains and all that. Here in the form, in case you're wondering, of Funko's Legacy collection. As for the actual likeness, I think it's pretty good. I can see actor Chris Hemsworth there, and the expression is suitably stern and pensive. To my eye, it's certainly better than the previous versions we've got in 6-inch scale. To the left of the screen there is the Walmart exclusive that came with the first Solo movie, and then to the right of the screen, essentially the same figure with a variant unhelmeted head, also a Walmart exclusive and came out at the time of the Avengers movie. In comparison, I just feel this newer version has much more of a visual weight and realistic poise to it. And while over the years the figures have changed, the hammer accessory remains the same, and why shouldn't it? It's pretty decent. It's got two-tone deco, brown for the handle, then silver for the rest, with a darker wash over that to bring out some of the sculpted detail. It fits snugly into either of his hands, and it looks pretty decent in a vanilla pose, but if you want to do anything more than vanilla, not so much. Why? Well, we'll get into that with the articulation. So his head does rotate side to side somewhat. Of course, it is inhibited by all that hair, and there is just a ball peg, no neck hinge, so the head doesn't really move up or down. At the shoulder, there's arm rotation. Again, that is somewhat inhibited by the way the cape hangs over the shoulder. Then the arm moves up this much. There's upper arm rotation, followed by a double jointed elbow. Then at the wrist, there's rotation, and then the hands are hinged on the top and bottom, moving down and up. No waist rotation, but in lieu of that, he does have a diaphragm joint which rotates and pivots side to side. It also moves forward this much and then moves back, which is handy with him not able to look up or down very much. At the hips, his legs move out to the side this much, a bit inhibited by the skirt he's wearing there, and then they move this far forward, again a bit inhibited. There's upper leg rotation, followed by a double jointed knee. Then at the ankle, his feet are hinged, moving backwards and forwards, plus he has that ankle rocker pivot that I love. Yet here you really can't put it to too much use, which brings us to the problem I alluded to with getting him into dynamic poses, as due to how long his cloak is and it being made of a really hard plastic with very little flex to it, you can't really strike very dynamic stances. But if you just want to nestle him into your Avengers collection, then he makes a very welcome and necessary addition. Here in an Avengers sandwich between the two action figures I've already reviewed in the series, and I think between them all there's a nice distinction in scale. And finally, Dakota, as you asked so politely, here he is side by side with the All-Father Wave comic incarnation. Now, if I'm honest, in the comics, he is a character that's always left me cold, and Loki aside, the movies have done little to raise my temperature. In spite of that, I do really like this movie action figure. Now I've said that, Ragnarok, please don't let me down. Anyway, click the video on the left if you missed the kickoff of this series with Cap, and stay tuned as Black Widow is up next, and get this, she represents a bit of a deco variant. Please give this video a big thumbs up and I hope to see you next time. Bye.